Let's talk about depersonalization, which is the absence of tribalism, ideas, and ideologies. This is this depersonalization, deduction back to the I am, the root, absence of the social constructs, the logos. Getting back to your roots, you can blossom your potential without all the static of the persona, which is things of the ego and of the flesh, which has pretty much destroyed academia. It's given us a delusional science and endless nonsense contributions by psychology, which are poison, and they keep wanting to just walk off of. Now they want to act like they're masters, ascended masters of the Enlightenment. Okay, they're fucking liars. And I hate people like that because they're pieces of shit. And this is exactly why they have the same pop culture, watered down nonsense that they sit around like, oh, who, me? I didn't do this. Oh, I'm gonna take you out of this. They've never been out of that one day in their fucking life. They'll never get out of it. And people like me won't let them. Shouldn't let them. They should. They're blasphemers. They're the reason that there's problems like this today. Okay, whether you call it blaspheming spirituality or whatever, sacred things, religious matters, taking an actual recipe for healthy progression and just smearing it together like a blob of shit. So depersonalization is like the absence of the ego and the persona, the elements, the art of detachment. That consists of relativism, which is chaff. So that's what I started explaining back in like 2011, was the mechanics of this process that I went through. There was like a rebirth where like I shed the flesh, which was like the ego, persona. It's all like ideologies and shit. It's like my pride and even my name, whatnot, expectations, things like that. And it was very difficult, and it is very difficult, and if you don't do it correctly, I think you could get seriously fucked up. And, you know, psychology can't progress unless it gets honest, starts recognizing things like that. Or they're always going to have, oh yeah, he's just psycho, he's just messiah complex, drug him. And all these fucking douchebags, they're just fucking criminal scumbags. They're fucking shitlords. That's kind of why, fucking thing in the universe that cares how they get talked to. They're lying to themselves, so they're going to get lied to. They're not fair to themselves, so how can anyone else get them fairness? Then if someone's unfair to them, it's twice as unfair. Now they're really fucked up. They've been doing that for a long time. So they don't know what they're talking about. They're talking about the mechanics of this process, or the state of being, where you kind of like use ignorance as your superpower. Say ignorance is bliss. Everyone's ignorant until death, so you can't get happy in that, then I don't know. But if you can get happy in that, you can probably be comfortable anywhere in any setting. With leaving your persona, your PhD, your feelings behind. Or leave your feelings behind and shut up and sit down, man. Your garments of the flesh. And, they've never been through that process. They don't even know what that entails. These academic professors, they're just leading you on fucking chases. Okay? And they don't even know that they're holding people back and holding them down. This whole Matrix thing. They'll sit and all at Matrix studies and trap you in Matrix articles and books for the next 4,000 years. When that's just garbage. You want to just notice that and get out of that. Like physics. They've stayed in physics for so long. Physics is like a conduct. The results in physics lead to a conduct. And when you apply the conduct, you see that physics is nonsense. that you're not doing it right. Fucking indoctrinated cave slave is what the fuck you are. Maggot boy and girl and transgenders. Maggot peoples of the Ninth Lagoon. So, yeah, it's pretty much all people. When you get down to the roots like that within, you can accommodate more of the world inside yourself without rejecting the world outright. That means accepting higher potentials, bigger, badder people, Jordan Peterson's open spaces for somebody bigger and better, yada yada yada, rhetoric. That involves all depersonalization, deactivating yourself and self, deactivating. That's all linear time shit, like a magnet, apples. So, depersonalization, big scary word. They're out there acting like they're masters of it, but all their lives they don't even notice this. That's how fucked up they are. All their lives they've been calling depersonalization a bad thing. And they've only ever had the word. They've never had the experience. Now they have the mechanics, but they don't know the word because it's just the mechanics. And that's pretty funny. So they're out there acting like they know. They don't know shit. So Jordan Peterson, he can't abolish relativity. Their whole world is built on that. They would destroy their whole livelihoods. Their whole world is built on debates, 6 o'clock news, chaff of fucking relativist arguments. One says, oh, refugees are good. Other says they're bad. Nobody fucking met all of them. You know, how can you tell? Nobody has an answer. And that's all people do is like argue this nonsense shit. Really, it's like a lot of nonsense. Like, there's about 5 dispels you put on this whole matrix, and the whole thing collapses. No fucking bullshit. And this depersonalization, back to the I am, is the singularity. You see the singularity, the source code. So all the Weinsteins acting like they got the fucking source code, and they've been there, and they answered questions about that and this. They haven't, okay? They're fucking lying. They must have just heard rumors through the grapevine. I mean, I started talking this shit. Nobody's really talking this stuff back when I started just babbling about this shit. And I was babbling about it, too. Back in like 2011. And then I could see. So I learned over time that it's like a clock. You can read this fucking thing. You know, like see the future from it. You can see when it's about to fucking pop off, dog, and why. You know? And it's like a reflection of going against God's will. And it basically dishes out some hurt lockers if you go against it. And it might not catch up with you now, but it'll catch up with you later. You know? You stand in the wrong place, wrong time, and it's cross work. And you have to die. To detach gracefully, which is death, to accept death, so you don't have a brutal detachment and letting go. It's like death on the cross. You just gotta die. You can't do anything. You're stuck. So they're stuck. We're waiting for them. I'm waiting with the nothing outside the matrix. It's gonna be a big fun time.